my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German.
There's a kind of televised chaos that only The View can conjure, a carefully choreographed ballet of eye rolls, moral outrage, and conversational shrapnel. But this time, even by daytime's high drama standards, things went nuclear. And the fallout? It wasn't just a viral moment. It was a cultural gut punch. Sunny Hostin thought she had it. She came locked and loaded with what she believed would be the ultimate takedown, an Ancestry-based torpedo aimed straight at Tomi Lahren, the conservative firebrand known for turning every debate into a monologue of cold-blooded confidence. But Sunny didn't just miss. She set herself on fire. It all started with what was supposed to be a standard conversation about immigration. Borders, laws, merit-based systems, stuff that, in theory, adults can discuss without invoking family trees from the 1800s. But when Tomi sat down across from the usual panel of progressive pundits, Sunny took things personal. And fast. With the smugness of someone about to drop facts, Sunny started reciting details from Tomi's ancestry.
So, Tomi, what led to that bashing on The View?
Census records, lineage, dates, places, languages spoken. Her great-great-grandmother didn't speak English, she revealed smugly. And her family was here for decades. The implication? That Tomi's conservative stance on immigration, especially merit-based systems, was somehow invalid because, more than a century ago, her ancestors weren't fluent in English. It was a bizarre leap of logic. And Tomi? She didn't flinch. Her eyebrow didn't twitch. Her expression didn't break. She sat there, unmoved, composed, like someone who'd been through this rodeo a dozen times before and already had her boots shined for the next ride. With the clarity of a sniper and the chill of a woman who has never once worn flats to a fight, Tomi flipped the moment. Yes, her ancestors didn't speak English.
1930 census says Tomi's 3 times great-grandmother had been here for 41 years and still spoke German.
Because, brace yourself, they were European immigrants in the 1800s. Yes, they spoke German and Norwegian, because that's what people from Germany and Norway tend to do when they first arrive. But here's the twist. They came here legally. They followed the rules. They worked. They built a life. They asked for nothing. They didn't demand social programs. They didn't make national headlines. They just assimilated, quietly, proudly, without hashtags or viral videos, and in a single breath, Tomi transformed Sunny's ancestry weapon into a masterclass in calm, factual rebuttal. Meanwhile, Sunny looked like she just tripped over her own cue cards. The gotcha moment had detonated in her lap, and the audience half gasped, half chuckled, because it didn't feel like a debate anymore. It felt like a live roast, except the person being roasted didn't realize they were holding the skewer. Joy Behar tried to jump in with a snarky, "Well, what are your skills?" aimed at Tomi. The kind of throwaway jab that usually gets applause from the audience and a round of approving tweets. But even that fell flat. Tomi, unfazed, replied with surgical precision.
Folks, I have heard a lot of dumb crap come out of blue states, but this one is a real doozy. Get this,
I'd love to ask Joy what her skills are. The crowd stirred. Even Joy seemed to momentarily regret handing her that alley-oop, but the real kicker? The moment Sunny's ancestry argument backfired, it unleashed a domino effect that no one at The View could control. Greg Gutfeld, never one to let a political blunder go unmemed, tore into Sunny like a stand-up comic with a vendetta. His Fox News segment became an instant viral hit. Sunny's digging through ancestry records like she's prepping for a Netflix docuseries no one asked for, he joked. Meanwhile, she forgot to check her own roots. And then came the hammer. He reminded the audience with receipts that Sunny Hostin herself had gone on PBS's Finding Your Roots, only to discover she was descended from slave owners. Cue silence, or in modern terms, cue the internet exploding. Screenshots. From that Finding Your Roots episode flooded Twitter. Reaction videos popped up.
From sunny Hostin. Sounds like a town. We're in sunny Hostin. She was on PBS's
The irony was too rich to ignore. A woman who had built much of her public platform around racial justice, white privilege, and generational trauma had just accused someone of hypocrisy based on their ancestors, without disclosing her own uncomfortable lineage. You could hear the collective yikes from every corner of political discourse. Tomi, on the other hand, leaned in. She didn't get rattled. She didn't get mean. She just kept doubling down on her message. Legal immigration? Good. Emotional ancestry attacks? Bad. Personal responsibility? Always. She didn't scream. She didn't interrupt. She just waited, watched, as Sunny collapsed, under the weight of her own point. And this wasn't a one-day dust-up. The ripple effects of the segment were enormous. Think pieces exploded across media platforms. One half praised Sunny for trying to expose conservative hypocrisy. The other half eviscerated her for turning policy into a personal attack. Imagine if Tomi had gone after Sunny's lineage the same way, one columnist wrote. There would be protests, there would be boycotts, there would be a week-long monologue from Whoopi Goldberg. And they weren't wrong, because when Tomi kept things about policy, merit, law, structure, Sunny made it about race, about ancestry, about dead relatives. And suddenly, the focus wasn't on immigration anymore. It was on a German-speaking woman from the 1930s and whether she could conjugate verbs. What were we even arguing about? Sunny's playbook became clear. Use emotion, use outrage, and if the facts don't cooperate, pivot to history. But this time, it didn't land. Because it wasn't a debate. It was a spectacle. This is what The View has become. A place not for intelligent political discourse, but for viral moments wrapped in applause breaks. It's not about winning arguments. It's about winning attention. And Sunny, in trying to humiliate Tomi, instead launched her into another level of political stardom. Tomi took the moment, packaged it, and turned it into a media victory lap. Podcasts, interviews, clips, memes, merch. And every time Sunny's clip resurfaced online, it brought more clicks to Tomi's response. Meanwhile, regular viewers, the ones who just wanted to understand where America is going with immigration, were left dizzy. What started as a chance to talk about border policy had turned into a live genealogy contest. No facts, no direction, just vibes and old census reports. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're tired of watching intelligent debate get drowned out by drama, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because here, we're going to keep breaking down the moments that matter without rewriting history for applause. Thanks for watching. Because sometimes all it takes to win is staying calm while everyone else is trying to go viral.